BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm.
BSSS Rhythm, the international online radio से मैं हूँ आरजे फरजीन and I welcome you to another episode of the Radio Rhythm podcast, जहाँ हम आपके लिए लेकर आते हैं कई सारी इंस्पायरिंग पर्सनालिटीज़ और उनसे जुड़ी हुई कई सारी इंटरेस्टिंग कहानियाँ भी. Well, before we begin, I really hope that all of you are as fit as a fiddle, and with this, let's get our show started. So आज हमारे बीच एक बड़ी ही ख़ास मेहमान मौजूद हैं, और ख़ास इसीलिए because she is the part of our BSSS family itself. Yes, presenting you all the HOD of the Department of Education of BSSS, Dr Sheena Thomas. Welcome to the BSSS Rhythm, ma'am.
Many thanks, Farzeen, for that wonderful introduction.
So हाल ही में शीना मैम ने यूरोप विजिट किया था कॉलेज की तरफ से. As we all know, Europe is like the second smallest continent in the entire world, and it is famous for many things like its delicacies, like its culture and its beauty, of course. मुझे तो बस इतना ही पता है, but of course शीना मैम जो अभी विजिट करके आई हैं, she's got a lot of knowledge over it. So मैम, the first question I have for you is कि मैम I know कि आपका ये विजिट कॉलेज की तरफ से हुआ था. You went as a representative of BSSS college. So the first question I have for you is कि ma'am, what exactly was the purpose of this trip?
All right, Farzeen, you have actually taken me down the memory lanes, although it's just been 2 months. But then, as you said, Europe is beautiful. So let me take you through. So this was a faculty exchange from the college under the Erasmus Plus project. So we have an MOU with University of Primorska at Cooper, which is in Slovenia. So Slovenia, if you talk about it, is a very, very small country in Europe. You know, people get confused.
I've heard about it.
People get confused. Slovakia hai, kahan hai, where is it? But it is the most beautiful country in Europe. And I'm very happy that, you know, I got a chance to go there. It's beautiful. Ljubljana being the capital of Slovenia, and Cooper, where this university is situated. So at the onset, I would really wish to thank the management, very specially our principal, Dr. Father John PJ, for giving me this opportunity to represent the college for the faculty exchange at University of Primorska, wherein I spoke on, Indian culture, student mobility, and the academic exchanges.
Okay, ma'am, that's great. So, ma'am, as you said, about the student mobility. Ma'am, I have a question कि मैम वहाँ पर exactly अगर कोई students, if some students are willing to opt for some courses in Europe, what exactly is the scope there?
Europe is famous for tourism. So actually I saw many of the students, and there is a lot of possibility in the segment of tourism over there, wherein the students can get hands-on experience, which unlike in any other country, because the landscape beauty is so that the students will really have hands-on experience and would get the feel of the tourism industry, and they are really doing it well.
So मैम, ऐसे कि हम सभी जानते हैं कि यूरोप इज़ अ ब्यूटिफुल कॉन्टिनेंट, लाइक इट हैज़ सो मेनी ब्यूटिफुल कंट्रीज लाइक स्विट्ज़रलैंड, फ्रांस, इटली एंड सो मेनी मोर. सो मैम, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन कि मैम, how many countries exactly did you visit?
Yeah, if you talk about the countries I visited, let me acknowledge here, this was my first international trip. So, of course,
and it was a college trip.
Yeah, it was. And of course, the first layover was at Germany, Frankfurt, and from there we went to Ljubljana. But I would like to just specially talk about Ljubljana, the capital town of Slovenia. It is so beautiful. I mean, once you go there, you would feel that actually it is heaven on earth. I mean, beautiful landscape diversity, wherein, Lake Bled is a place I will never forget in my life. Lake Bled. So, just covered with Alps, snow-covered Alps on the backdrops, and there are lakes, there are seas, and the terrain is so beautiful that you would actually fall in love with that place. So when I was there, around that time, there was this day observed, the World Happiness Day. Okay. And Slovenia comes out to be very high in the happiness index. So I was talking to the students, I was telling, you are living in such a beautiful country. I don't find any reason.
Ma'am,
You
there's a
shouldn't be
reason why
happy.
they're not happy.
You shouldn't be happy. Yeah. And also, like the country. So, of course, I was there in Cooper for around 5 days because I was supposed to take under the exchange 8 hours of lectures, scheduled public lectures and student lectures, scheduled in 5 days under the categories I already spoke on. Following which, I was really happy when father told me, why don't you come via Venice and Rome. So I just came through Venice, and then of course 2 to 3 days I was at Vatican, which is in
Ma'am,
Rome.
Vatican, I've heard that it's like the most smallest
Yes.
country in the entire world, right?
Yeah, that's the smallest country, and of course, the center of the Catholic faith.
Yes, ma'am. I think there's a very famous church there
Yes,
as well.
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
It's
yeah.
the most amazing church I've seen in my lifetime. It's beautiful. Nothing beyond St. Petersburg at Vatican.
That's wonderful, ma'am. Really wonderful. Ma'am, like आपका stay कितने दिन तक का था?
Stay approximately along with the travel, because I had a 11-day visa and we exactly used 11 days of visa
11
time inclusive of the travel time. So around 8-9 days we were there, and then inclusive of 2 days of travel.
So, ma'am, in 11 दिन में you must have tried a lot of food as well.
Yeah.
So, and ma'am, actually, Europe is famous for its cuisines. Like, it's the origin of so many cuisines like French and Mediterranean and so many more, like Italian also. So, ma'am, what all did you try? I want to know all about it.
Yeah, we were pretty happy to be, welcomed by the different cuisines by the university. Apart from that, we did try on our own also. So basically, that is a country of coffee.
Coffee.
You can have different varieties of coffee, Americano, and then cappuccino. These were the few varieties I tried in coffee. But beyond that, of course, fish. And
Fish,
for the
yeah,
first
right.
time, I had octopus.
Octopus.
Salad.
Ma'am, how did you find it?
It was a bit chewy and all, but then yes. So basically, the taste in the food there is very bald. It doesn't have any spice in it, unlike the Indian food.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
we Indians are used to spices. That
Yeah.
is why we don't like any other.
So, but then food is very fresh and appetizing. It will not give you any stomach trouble.
Of course.
So digestion is not an issue. You will have good time over there.
That's the issue only in India.
Yeah. So it's really nice. Chocolates,
great, ma'am.
pizza. Rome is famous for pizza. We
Yes,
tried
ma'am.
different varieties of pizza, and then of course ice creams.
Ma'am, did you try that very famous croissant? I don't know how to pronounce it. but
Yeah,
it's
croissant
like
was there.
croissant or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Ma'am, did you try it?
Yes, we tried that.
Ma'am, how was it?
It was also very good.
That's
Very
amazing.
good.
Ma'am, my mouth is watering up. I just heard so many things from
I'm
you.
sure you have a long way to go, and Farzeen, very soon you will, with this input, I'm sure
Hopefully,
you will
ma'am.
just Google check and then you would make your way there.
Hopefully,
Yes.
मैम लाइक जैसे कि हम सभी जानते हैं कि हर छोटे से छोटे देश, बड़े से बड़े देश, छोटे से छोटे टाउन के सबके अपने अपने अलग अलग कल्चर्स होते हैं. सो मैम आई गेस यूरोपियन कल्चर भी कुछ आपने अलग महसूस किया होगा. सो मैम माई क्वेश्चन फॉर यू इज़ कि व्हाट इज़ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इंडियन कल्चर एंड यूरोपियन कल्चर?
यूरोपियन कल्चर में मुझे इतनी डाइवर्सिटी नहीं लगी. Indian
Of
culture
course.
is quite diverse,
Diverse.
because probably हमारी demography बहुत बड़ी है. We have a huge geographical area. Europe is a very, very small, secluded area.
Yeah,
It
correct.
gets dark very soon. And the culture, unlike what I read, I found the people to be very, very honest. Honest, but they keep to themselves. They keep to themselves.
Like
It
way
would
too
be-
honest.
Yeah, it would be, little not that easy to make friends and inroads
Okay.
in their community. But apart from that, they were very, very honest. Like, in their country, euro is the currency. So 10 euro is a big thing, because if you convert, it comes to a big amount in INR. So even if, a 10 euro falls down, people would come and say, just by chance, probably, is it yours?
Pick them up,
Is
yeah.
it yours?
Okay.
Yeah, because I had my son traveling with me. So once once I remember he, a 10 euro slipped off from his pocket. So there were people around, this is your son, just pick it up and all that.
That's actually a
So,
nice thing, I
yeah,
believe.
it's a very nice thing. People keep to themselves, and of course, I mean, if you talk about the youth, what I feel is open culture is there. Open culture is there. You can there's no hide and seek, and yes, they enjoy themselves. They have good fun, but I really appreciate their culture of honesty. But you
Honestly.
won't see so much of colors in their culture. Like in India, if you see, Rajasthan is dominant for a different culture. Gujarat is famous for another culture. If you go down south, Kerala and Tamil
Correct,
Nadu is, culturally so
Ma'am, nobody can
significant.
match the diversity
Yeah,
of India.
yeah. So that is there.
That's great, ma'am. So, ma'am, lastly, if I'll ask you to recommend some places, if our listeners wish to ever visit Europe, then what would that places be?
Oh dear, I have not been to all the places, but from the places I visited,
Ma'am, Lake Bled is one, as you
yes,
said.
Lake Bled is one. Must visit. Ljubljana, the capital town. Maybe Venice because it is very, very popular. And of course Rome because all roads
Rome is beautiful.
all
ma'am.
roads
I've
lead
never
to Rome.
been there, but I just see the clips and I'm like, I just
Yeah.
want to be there.
And as it is said, Rome was not built in a day. So architecturally, it is very beautiful. It is very beautiful. And one thing what I can tell you from my understanding of Rome is, the water running in the tap is so clean that anybody can drink it. You don't have to
Wow.
buy bottled water.
Wow, that's
You don't
lovely.
get to read about it. I was so surprised. You just carry a empty bottle and just keep filling it from wherever it is. You don't need to buy. It is so clean. So you talk about the magnificent architecture, the roads. That is why it is said, no, Rome was not built in a day, and all roads lead to Rome. Beautiful roads.
So, ma'am, cleanliness.
Clean-
Cleanliness is also one thing about Europe then.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But Rome being a very, very tourist destination center, you would find that parking and all is an issue over there now because I saw that most of the cars are parked on the roads only, even in the night. But apart from that, yes, cleanliness is being taken care of. But one thing what I would like to tell you here is until like in India, we have population, huge population, and we see people around. Probably in Europe, it is so difficult to find people because the dense population is not there. There are very, very few people.
Too many automobiles and less people.
And every person will be having two pets.
And they'll be sitting in the back seat of a car.
Pets. Small pets, but every family will be having more than two pets.
That's wholesome.
Yes.
Ma'am, after hearing about all those lovely places, I feel like I just want to go there. So, ma'am, is there a way I can go there? How exactly, if I'm willing to, how am I going to go there?
Yeah, Farzeen, like I told you that this was my first international trip. I also never thought that I would be there. But now since we are doing this interview, so I'm sure that if I can, you can. So like I briefed you on the Erasmus Plus project under which I went there representing the college as a faculty under the faculty exchange program. So very soon the university at Primorska has applied for renewal of MOU. And if we get that through, BSS is on the top of the Erasmus Plus project, and very soon their students would be coming as part of student exchange to our campus, and following which our selected students would be going to their campus as part of student exchange. So student exchange is what we are looking for after the mobility agreement has been confirmed by the project, following which we will also have faculty exchanges, student exchanges, and this would be an ongoing process. And I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. And this would very soon be the impact factor at BSS. Like our students would be traveling abroad, seeing the places, learning more of the beautiful terrain they are having, learning about culture. Because when I spoke to the student community over there on Indian culture, to be very frank, generally we feel na ki okay fine, I am from BSS, I am so and so. But for the first time when I was talking abroad, I felt okay fine, I'm representing my country also. And those people were very curious to know, okay, you're coming from Bhopal, ma'am, talk something about, the Bhopal Gas Tragedy.
Oh.
I never knew that they would be so prepared. Also, they asked me about the Project Tiger. So the children were very, very
They were
curious,
aware of certain things.
Yeah. So those kind, these exchanges actually broadens one's mind, and
correct.
we are better prepared. And the best takeaway for me was, the students who heard me in different segments. Most of them, they said that they want to visit India.
That's
So
nice.
that's the biggest takeaway, apart from, yes, I got a chance and all. When I spoke to them, and you can read that, and a teacher has an extra DNA to figure out how the lecture is going. So I was very happy to know that they, most of them wanted to see
Visit India.
the country I was talking about. The colors, the hues, the beauty, the culture. So they wanted. So likewise, if we have faculty like ma'am who took care of me, there was Dr. Neva Chebron and Dr. Valentina and Dr. Miha Koderman. So these people, when they come and address our students, I'm sure it will be
Impactful for them
impactful.
too, yeah.
And our students would also like to venture there, not only for sightseeing but for academic purposes.
True. Ma'am, one thing we do not realize is कि the way we know about them so much, about their culture and everything, we think कि India is underrated. Like others do not know about it, but they do, and we don't get it.
No, they know it. They know about it, and probably now because Indian economy is doing so well.
Yes, ma'am.
And in an internet age, probably everything is more accessible. Gone are the
accessible,
times when we didn't know, we were isolated. I think now the younger generation or people from your generation,
They're becoming more aware
they're
of
more aware.
the surroundings
They are
and
also
everything.
watching
Yes,
the series, the web series
Yes,
and
ma'am.
all.
Ma'am,
Probably
that is the
teaching,
basic
yes.
thing we get all the information from.
And Indian diaspora is a big population outside. You go to any part of Europe, you will find an Indian over there. I saw quite a few in Europe. I saw quite a few in Slovenia, and even in Venice. The newly married couples, most of them go there.
And we can't blame them. It's a beautiful
It's a
city.
beautiful place, actually. Yes.
So ma'am, it was indeed a very, very, very interesting session. और मैम आपको सुनते सुनते तो मैं मेंटली वहीं टेलीपोर्ट हो चुकी थी, so I was not here. I'm sorry for that. I hope कि our listeners must have also found this intriguing. Well, ma'am, lastly, is there a message you'd like to give to our audience?
Just stay hopeful, my dear audience, because if it has happened for me, I was not even having the passport in 2023. Like in January, I was not even having the passport. But if it is there, if it is destined for you, I think nobody can take it away from you. So the passport is done, visa is done, and finally you go there, and then everything happens. So just be optimistic. Optimism is the key and the mantra of a good life. So stay focused, keep learning, keep doing good, and I think very soon your day will come. Thank you so much.
And also, ma'am, thank you so much for taking out your time for our listeners. And of course, thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in with us. Well, मैम की यूरोप की ट्रिप की तरह आई गेस अब हमारी गुफ्तगू भी यहीं ख़त्म होती है, बट आप कहीं मत जाएगा क्योंकि I'll be back again with another phenomenal personality and another phenomenal podcast. Till then, stay happy, stay safe, and keep on watching the BSSS Rhythm podcast.
BSSS Rhythm.